Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and this is the Jeremycrazy30's wrestling promotion. We don't have any child promotions, it's just us against WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, and Impact that we have within promotions and New World Japan. In Japan, so we have 5 against us, and they've started with 5 overall because they are real life promotions in the wrestling world. So I gave them, obviously 5 overall better instead of me starting from scratch where I'm only got 0.6, but on here it rounds up to 1 overall in North America. So All Elite's in Florida, and Impact is Canada. New World Japan's in Japan. Ring of Honor is in Florida, and then WWE's in Connecticut. So after the first event, we gained more than anyone else within event-wise. So when we go to event histories for this past month, Impact had 21%, New World Japan had 29%, AEW had 34%, a 32%, a 31%, and we had a 54% with 131. And like I mentioned, if we're gonna get like just 1 1/4, we're gonna go back to the $300 100, because if we're gonna for sure get 100 people, we can do that for the rest of this year and save money that way, because already we have to spend $600 within production with the camera crew, stage, and everything else. So we can maximize, or not necessarily maximize the profits, but because we are going to go negative for a while until we get profits, but because within our finances of the last month, we just made enough like profit in ticket sales to just go over renting out the facility, wherever it may be. Then $3 worth of merchandise. We don't even have a sponsorship deal or sponsorship money. And then minus $15,000 for staff, and then minus $600 within production. So it's gonna keep going down till obviously we're gonna go positive, but that's what we're kind of facing at the moment. And so, like I mentioned last episode, I kind of did it right away because I wanted to see how I was gonna kind of put things together. But this time, in this video, I'm gonna put everything in front of you guys and book the show, and also play the show in one video. So I already have kind of everything planned out on how things happened, with if they were in a match or in an angle, and that I was going to flip them and see how everyone will do. So I'm going to start with the males first, and then we'll go to the females, and then kind of put it in order. So we're gonna do male first, and it'll have staff and everything in it, but just for males first, we're gonna add a match of Flynn Allen versus Daniel Williamson. Match gimmick, I have added these together with like major spots, singles championship with a major spot, championship singles without a major spot, because that also kind of overall in general plays an impact in if they are going to have a good match or not. So we're going to make that 5 minutes. So 5 minutes has been booked so far. And then, so Aaron Willis and Emma Murphy were last event in a match, and Aaron Willis won. We're going to do the matches quick because that's just plug and drop, and then we'll do the angles later. So we have a tag team of Badass Duo, kind of making their debut as a tag team, versus Ryder Wood and Qua Maris. It's going to be a singles. Kind of putting in singles, but it's going to be, tag team. And then I think we've been doing 10-minute matches, but I'm going to put it for 5 minutes for right now. So there's match number 2. Dallas Jones and Kofi were in an angle last time, and Dallas Jones is our number 1 person with a written contract. I'm going to give a 5-minute match. Right now we have 137 that would come to the show, but obviously we're not going to change any of that. So that is it, because there was three angles, and there was, because overall there's 7 active storylines within the males, and I think there's 6. Yeah, there's 6 within females. We're going to do the matches first, because then we're going to do female. So I pulled the pages out of my binder that I write down stuff and everything else. That way it's easier to plan these things. So heels and faces are going to be in a match. So we're going to do 5 minutes there. So they were in an angle. Ellie Thompson and make that in a singles at 5 minutes. And then we have Sia Fowler versus Kaio. I'm gonna botch that last name, so I'm not gonna even say it. Yeah, because I'm having everything written down and everything, so this will make it a lot easier to book stuff and everything else. Alright, so that is all the matches overall between males and females. We're going to go back to the males and look. So I just wrote down stuff from top to bottom and stuff like that. So however it was within the event is not how it may be every single time, because they're all lower cards right now anyway. And so that's depending on, because I kind of wrote them down from top to bottom of just filling people in, but obviously with popularity and everything may play a factor and everything. I did write popularities down, but it may change from event to event, because depending on how their storylines grow and everything may change things around, because of, the higher the popularity of the storyline, the more towards the main event it may be, compared to if it's not doing so hot. Like if it's in the 30s, it's going to be towards the beginning of the show, compared to if there's one in the 50s and 60s or even 70s, we're going to put that towards the end of the show, because that's where all the heat's coming from and everything else. But I may not look too deeply into that right at this moment, and just put the angles in and all that stuff. So we're going to have... So we had Roderick Riley and Liam Bailey in a match last time, and Roderick Riley won the match. But either way, it's kind of like a promo. We're going to kind of do it a little bit different than I do within my other series. We're going to give him 10 minutes, and he's going to just have a promo on Liam Bailey, because normally it's kind of like I have a promo of one saying one for like 5 minutes, and then a promo of another saying for 5 minutes, and that's what it'd be. But this series, I'm kind of playing around with it, and so we're just gonna have one promo for it being 10 minutes and everything for just one person, and that will be save the angle and be done with it. So that way it's just playing it for this event, so to speak, if it will get like more of a popularity rating or if it won't, and I have to involve two to get that heat going up. But for this sake, we're just going to do it with one and done, so to speak. Then we have Lachlan Allen and Hamish Johnson. Well, this time we're going to do the other way around of Hamish lost, and so he's going to be the one setting the promo with Lachlan Allen for this one. And they're not all going to be like simple just promos as well. So that is done with that. So we had Money is Life versus Faces That Run the Place. Are in an angle. We're going to add a story beat, and it's going to be an attack of Faces Run the Place towards them for 5 minutes. Save that beat, and we're going to add it. And promo of Faces Run the Place for Money is Life. And call her good on... we'll have to edit that because that's 11 minutes. There. Save beat. That's how that's going to be. For that... Then Aaron Willis and Tama Murphy were in a match, and Aaron Willis won. So we're going to add an angle. It's going to be a promo with Aaron Willis comes out to the crowd. I'm just going to take him a minute. Then we'll talk aimlessly, talk amicably. About his opponent for like 4 minutes. And then Tim and Murphy make an entrance, and they'll have a war of words. I think Purple Spurs 2 gets basically help, so Aaron Willis is going to win the battle for 4 minutes. That should be the time limit of 10. Perfect for that. That is set for the males. And see, that brought it down to 88, but overall when I move stuff around it's going to be a completely different. So Lily Martin and Megan Pyers, and we have the comedy duo, and Ellen and Armini. So when it comes to females, so we have Faces, the funny duo, Ellen and Armini. So we're gonna add a promo with Armini and Ellen. It'd have to be Ellen Garcia. We'll add teams on the funny duo. Start talking for 10 minutes. They're gonna do it for 5. For this one, we're gonna do the back and forth of then the funny duo talk. So it's kind of an oddball with an actual tag team and then just 2 separate superstars. Then we have Elliot Thompson and oh no, they were in a match. So we had Lila and Aileen. What are they? So overall for tall, okay, that doesn't help me one bit. I'm gonna go to my roster, find her. She's a comedy character. Okay. So she's a comedy character, and I think Lila is like something similar. Musical performer. It's kind of like their personalities, so to speak, but they're facing each other as a storyline and trying to see who can be the better, comedy person or whatnot. So, and Lila won. So for this one, promo. We're gonna have her talking about Eileen, but then Eileen cuts a promo on her, kind of adds it to it. So there's that. Then we have Megan Pyers and Lily. I'm gonna look at them real quick. So we have Lily. She's supernatural. She's a heal. Megan's supernatural, so it's the best of the supernaturals. We're gonna have them in a brawl. Keep it mild. 5 minutes. Or 7 minutes. And then staff. Oh, we only have them as staff. Okay. I'm gonna save the angles right now. All workers. At this point, it's not popularity. Agent wise. Generating contracts. I mean, at this point, I prefer younger. But like for her, she's 31. Decently young. Pay per appearance. Do it for 5 years. Creative control. No house shows. 5 years. 375. Make it infinite. That way we don't have to negotiate. Make an offer. She accepts. We just need a couple of people. Not many. Valentina. She's 95. And she's 277. Make it infinite. Staff. Maybe make her a heal. Keep her a face. I don't think staff members really will pay for travel expenses. Make offer. She accepts, so we have at least 2 women. Marco, he's 22, 84. He can always improve. 375. Adrian, he's 19, he's 90. That's pretty good. $416. We'll accept it. It's only going to be used for this segment anyway. So workers pulled apart. And then females. So Lily, Megan, or it's 3 minutes. There, it's 100 minutes. We have 20 minutes left. It's kind of how we were doing it last time. 99. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. not bad. I think this Brawl would be a good opener. Roderick and Liam. I think Roderick and Liam should be towards the end because Roderick is part of WWE, which is well known, so it has a little bit higher advantage. They should be towards the beginning. These guys should probably be towards the beginning too. I try to do it match, angle match. So no. Maybe before that. Obviously, the numbers, they vary. I'm trying to make it where it's more reasonable because right now Dallas is the written contract that we have. So, but he's also popularity-wise and skill set-wise, I think he has 40 popularity. But overall marketability, he's kind of towards mid. Yeah, because Roderick Riley is towards the top. We'll switch him and him. See a Fowler towards them two towards up top. Kofi's up there, so him with Dallas. That was Flynn Allen. So if we, who's towards the bottom? Dallas Jones is at the bottom. Pokey. So maybe have them be at the bottom. Switch them with that. Them towards a mid card. Have it like that. It's kind of odd with the amount of angles to or it's either that and make it like that, but that obviously that number is changing, so but it's either that or I switch that, and most people would want to possibly, but it's not really much of a ending with, because I think it's just promos that he's cutting a promo, or we're gonna edit this because I'm gonna make it more suspenseful. It's cutting a promo, and then Liam Bailey attacks him for 5 minutes. That'll make it more suspenseful, so to speak. And Kofi, Dallas. Gonna have to change this because I put it at singles and it's not singles women. That will change things a little bit. And that's why our numbers are going to change. They are males, female, female, Singles women. There, that'll help us with our numbers a little bit. I think these need a switch. No. I didn't see Lachlan Allen, so Flynn Allen. Okay. It's always worst case, because Mega Empires is right here. And Lily Martin's up there, so I think these two need a switch. I think we're color good on that. That's weird. Don't even see Lachlan. Oh, there he is. But overall, Lily. Oh, he's just ahead of Megan. I'll swap him back. Overall. Because him and... they're pretty close. They could go either way. Towards the middle. Ellie... Otherwise I'd be doing that, but... I don't want it to be like angle, and then finally a match. So, so we have booked our events so we can simulate to 26th. Simulate to the 25th, though. And Aaron Willis has soft drugs. We'll give him last chance. It's just some weed. You are insane. Okay. It's just weed. Alright. I do less. We'll do 7 days because then Aaron Willis is gonna fail again. Do a small fine with him. Okay. So now he's gonna clear himself after doing a small fine. Okay, he's cleared. Okay, he finally gets the memo. Send the next day. Is there been anything news-wise? They have viewers on YouTube. They have viewers on YouTube. They also had it on YouTube. They had YouTube. Because I added like YouTube and stuff. Added YouTube, Twitch, and all that stuff. So, I don't know how they can get it. So, I guess they signed a premium. Okay. Cool. it's pretty cool to see on that. So I guess they signed a premium broadcasting deal with YouTube already, and I don't think I can even sign a broadcasting deal at all, because existing deals, and we have no deals yet. I don't think we even have any interested to sign with us anyway. But we've already booked our event, so we can get right into it. Alright, so to start off the show, we have an angle dealing with the comedy duo and Armani and Ellen Garcia as a tag team, not like a concurrent tag team, but they are just, added together, and so they gave a 70%, which Armani and Ellen gave a promo on Allison Gray, and the millionaire gimmick added to Ellen and stuff, and then they cut a promo back on them and got a 62 with the overall score of 70. The true segment score of 91, but with calculation, production, and everything, giving it a 70. So a good start to the event. We got a dud match, 100% crowd reaction. It's relative to the crowd, so it was a 66, a dud, and then true segment score of 57. So we have the intimidating presence of Xavier Trevino, star power of King Burks. Quantum Maris had a boost of his gimmick. Ryder was struggling with breath at the end of the match. The backstage morale meant that the workers were not performing at their best. Okay, so backstage morale has something to do with it. Vocal crowd were in love with the segment, and the reaction made it even better. Ryder did the heavy lifting in putting the match together. Camera and stage quality. They look good. Camera quality limits the possible audience satisfaction. Trevino gained nothing. King Burks lost 0.1. And Ryder won the match and with Kwai. And so they both gained 0.2. We got a 45 segment with the faces that run the place attacked Money is Life, and then they cut a promo after they attacked him, and it boosted up the overall segment rating, and so they had a 36, 53, and a true segment score of 40 or 58, but 45 with the multiplier, and they all gained 0.2. So with the multiplier and everything else, gave them a 45. We have a 46. So we have a tag team match with heels and faces, and to look at my notes, with Linnell, I think she is a heel, and she is. So she is part of the heels team. So faces did lose. The intimidating presence of Jada Acosta added to the match. The good looks of Jada Acosta added to the match. Linnell was struggling with breath. Backstage morale meant that the workers did not perform at their best. The vocal crowd were in love. The reaction was better. Noah, her tag team partner, did the heavy lifting. Stage camera quality. And Jada Costa, Mackenzie Herman lost 0.1. They are the faces, and the heels gained 0.2 out of it. They had a 46 with a 63 true segment score. And the multiplier, 64 match quality with the 2-star match. And then absolute value of 62 with the 100% crowd reaction. We have a 70% with Lila talks about Eileen Bauer, and the star power of both of them added to the beats on both of the occasions, and Eileen cuts a promo on Lila McConnell, averaging at 69 and 70, so 70% true score with the true segment score of 91, and then multiplier 77. 0.2 added to Lila. Eileen Bauer didn't gain anything. And we have a 36 match rating with Ellie Thompson and Rinny. And the intimidating presence of Ellie added to it. They both were struggling with breath. The backstage morale. So there's a lot of matches that backstage morale has met, and they didn't do well. Rennie did most of the heavy lifting. Vocal crowd were in love with the segments. Stage camera quality, same as the other stuff. The other matches had a 1-star match of a 55%. True segment scored a 50. And then multiplier with 36%. And 44% with the 100% crowd reaction. And Ellie gained 0.2 as she won the match. And we move on to another segment where they gave a 71%. Megan Pyers and Lily Martin engage in a brawl. The star power of Megan Pyers. Everyone gained 0.2, including the stage staff that we just hired, as you saw. The star power of Megan Powers, the star power of Laura Rios, and the good looks of Valentina Mays added to the beat for 74%. So 71% overall. Then we have Hamish Johnston cuts a promo on Lanchlin Allen. The unstable gimmick added to it, and a 56% on that. They both gained 0.2 on it. We have Flynn Allen and Nathaniel Williamson. Nathaniel Williamson gained 0.2 and he won the match. Flynn Allen lost 0.1. The star power added to the match. Backstage morale was part of it. The Mets not performing at their best. Vocal crowd were in love with the segment. Nathaniel Williamson did the heavy lifting. And they had a 70% with the 100% crowd reaction, 48% match quality, true segment score 59, and then the multiplier for 77% gave them 43% for the match. And we have a 53% with Aaron Willis and Tama Murphy. Aaron Wilson does give the higher scores compared to Tama Murphy. And it seems like it's vice versa because I put Aaron Willis on the bottom one and stuff like that. So it's one that does most of the heavy, or gets the heavy lifting kind of. But anyway, Aaron Wilson makes his entrance. He talks about Tama Murphy. Tama Murphy makes their entrance. Tama Murphy engages in a verbal sparring match with Aaron Willis. And that's all that happens. Aaron Willis gains 0.2. Tama Murphy gains nothing. Sorry, I just bumped my keyboard. And they gave a 53% with a 68% true segment score. So we have a 37% with Lucia and Kaio. Lucia had a boost of their gimmick. Good looks of Lucia added to the match. Backstage morale met the workers. Vocal crowd, stage and camera quality stays the same. 0.2 gains for Lucia. She wins the match. And 0.1 for Kaio. At a true value of 46% with the 100% crowd reaction, 55% match quality, and true segment score of 51, and then the multiplier gives them a 37. And we have a 67% with Roderick Riley cuts a promo on Liam Bailey, and then he also gets attacked. Star power of both of them, and probably should have kept with only doing the cutting the promo, but adding the attack adds a little bit to it, but that dropped it down a little bit to give him a 67%. Then we have Kofi and Dallas as the main event. Kofi had a boost of his gimmick. Dallas was struggling with breath. Backstage morale met the workers not at their best. Local crowd were in love. Kofi did the heavy lifting. Stage and camera quality looked good. Says the same. They had a -1 star match. 37%. Had a true calculation of 66%. And they had 52 true segment score. Kofi wins the match. So the heel wins the match. Now, this is kind of going for the heavyweight championship at the moment, building up to it. So, if I said I wasn't going to spoil it, well, I spoiled it. So, it's been kind of a while since I recorded a video for this. So, I kind of spoiled for this one. I am not going to spoil the rest of the matchups going into whatever title. So, this is kind of the main event, so to speak, heavyweight championship storyline for kind of the year in progressing, because it has, like, for storylines to be activated, it has to be at 80% and at least be at 6 segments, which takes half a year at least if it gets to that high. So hopefully we can get someone up there, but it may take longer than a year, and we may just have to maybe crown a champion, and that kind of helps build the storyline overall, and also helps them move up in the rankings of upper mid-card, lower mid-card, and main event, and all that other fun jazz. So we're going to end the show. Game point 6, we got a 66% rating. So compared to our last event, we gained 12%, which is pretty dang good overall. So we're already at 1.2 within 2 events, and since we sold out, and overall we're going to do this for the rest of the year, because we're just starting out. If we get to that 70-80 mark with going at 100 in attendance, then we'll boost up for like one event. But other than that, for making 100 and getting $1,050 per night at $300 for a venue, we're getting $750 within revenue or profit, obviously, within going to that venue. Instead of, going to the 1,200 and just passing by, getting $100 over. And it could increase, obviously, throughout time, but for this, for sure, if we do, 750, getting my calculator out real quick. 750 times 11 would be 8,250 within profit of using this sports hall or whatever it is, small room, of doing that. And we'll simulate to the next day. Simulate to March. Look at finances. We had $8 within merchandise. We have no sponsorship money right now. And we used a little bit more money because we had to use that staff. But it's roughly kind of the same, almost $2,000 more, but yeah, like, it's gonna make a difference with having this. And then merchandise, since we do have someone on a written contract right now. Noah made $5 and Dallas made $3, and last event Noah made $2 and Dallas made $1 because they're on written contracts for us, which will help a little bit. And maybe we'll see how things are going overall, and we may sign like 1 or 2 more on written contracts, making it $500 each. Like, I think Aaron Willis is one of them that I want to sign written contracts. I feel like he'll produce a lot of money. Roderick Bailey right now, I would, or Roderick Riley, so to speak, I would, possibly with someone else, but right now Roderick's with WWE, and overall, if I can improve these people and maybe they sign with somebody else, and then sign on a written contract maybe a couple months from now, then we'll be golden. But I would have to enter the database and everything for it, because I wonder how, because right now like with these guys, they already have their events going on and everything for YouTube. So we'll go to network deals. We have no network deals, and there's nobody really interested. Go to awards. So right now, match of the year is heels versus faces. Roderick Riley, Flynn Allen. So we have the top 3, top 4 matches. Angle of the year, we have the top one with Lily and Megan, and also we have the top 5. We have all 10, top 10, which is, then wrestler of the year they can't. And then so far the show of the year is my 2 with 66% show score and 54. So overall, I did flip them for this event from match to angle. Then after this, it'll kind of sporadically change a little bit. Like, some of them may go back to having a match again right after having an angle, or they may have another angle, and then they'll have a match. So it's just sporadically on how I want to move along with the storyline and how much it can boost up a little bit with this. since they're all kind of close to 60 or mid 50s to mid 40s with the lowest of 38% heat rate. So it'll be a grind for sure, and kind of mapping out everybody out on this. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Sorry if it's like really long. Wanted to show you the whole process on booking everything, and that's what kind of this series is showing the booking, showing the event, doing all this extra stuff, showing finances and see what we're making in revenue for each show, and showing kind of the progression that we went from $3 to now $8 in revenue of 2 superstars that we signed written contracts right away, and see how far they can grow maybe within a half a year of them as a superstar. And it may be help Noah out if she was, you know, in a solo storyline, but right now she is in a tag team storyline with heels versus faces, and she's part of the heels. So and she won her match, so that probably got a little boost of a little bit more dollars than Dallas Jones, because he lost against Kofi. So if it's like saying a written contract, if Kofi would have won, he probably would have got a little bit more merchandise than Dallas. So it all depends on if they win or not, or how much I can push them to be on top. So like I said, hopefully you appreciated this video, and have a good one.